really appreciate all of you coming, because to us it's a display of your love and affection for Mother and Daddy, and all of you mean a great deal to them and to all of us. So really do appreciate it. I'm going to have to get this microphone up to make sure I get all this for posterity. I hope you'll indulge me. I'm going to try to cut this as short and sweet as possible, because we've all got better things to do this afternoon than listen to me. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me and for our family to pay tribute to Mother and Daddy, and also for me to just say a word about the rest of the family, because I'm very proud to be with this family. I'm thankful every day of my life.
Cheers.
Daddy's talking, sweetie. You haven't learned that yet.
Never will.
The voice of experience. But I'm really grateful. And just real quickly to say that my sister, before I get talking about my parents, my sister flew the coop a long time before I did. That dates her a little bit. But we've been very close, and I love her a lot. We think a lot of each other. And Palmer, who is helping with photography here, has been a member of our family now for over 20 years, and he long ago ceased being just a brother-in-law, because he really has been a brother to me. And their two children, Stephanie and Michael, I know their parents are proud of them, but Joanna and I are always telling people up in Denver about what we hear about them too, and we're real proud of them. And the girl I married, I get prouder of her every day, and she's kept me in line for 6 years, and that's something my parents couldn't do for umpteen years before that. And the little one there, she knows. But he has been central in their lives. Give me a minute. And the values that Patsy and I have today began with them, with the upbringing, and with a Christian upbringing. And that's really what's most important to us. Their marriage has been an example to Patsy and me in our marriages, in our lives. And as I said, Christ has been central in their lives. And most of all, this should be a tribute to his presence in their lives.
Let me say a word here while Bill's thinking a minute. Jace's father, lived with us for a good many years. And he used to, when we'd be talking about different people, talking about somebody, he'd say, they're from good stock. And that's why our kids turned out. They're from good stock, from way back. But I couldn't help but think about Granddaddy Jones. He'd always cut down on the good. They're from good stock. He's talking about people.
Well, in a minute here, we're going to cut the cake, and we can get to the...
Let me say this right at this point. One person who had such a key role in our marriage, because she introduced us, is Betsy. I didn't have a date for this wiener roast thing that was going on. I was working for the Woolworth Company and working real late, and I didn't have a chance to get a date, so Betsy twisted Vivian's arm and said, go with it, we need help. This guy can't get a date. Anyway.
Yeah, I was minding my own business.
Yeah, I get to kiss you.
Bill, I think we ought to sing the doxology.
That's how I used to play the
Now,
doxology.
you make...
Now come kiss the camera.
Now, let me say this, and then Patsy hadn't said anything
I
yet.
don't really stress myself exactly.
Make that clear. I was speaking about
I'm kind of like Bill. I know I'll choke up if I try to say too much. But I do want to say this, that I heard a statement on our trip. Somebody said, it always gets darker just before it gets pitch dark. Our daughter-in-law and our son-in-law, we call them children just like Patsy and Bill. Our grandchildren, our in-laws, for me, the Otting.
All our sisters and sisters-in-law and brothers-in-law and their children.
My sister and LaVere and their children, and all up and down the line. We have been very, very fortunate.
And your cousins and
Our
all of their
friends who are
children.
And
My cousins.
let me say this special thing so that you all will understand it. James and Esmabeth, and of course their other brothers, Tommy and David and Ken, they're just like our younger, for sister and me, our young brothers and sisters instead of cousins.
You're not too far behind.
Because we raised them. We helped raise them.
And Buna's family was just like, almost like brothers and sisters. Plus we all visited back. But now let's cut the cake.
So a lot of ties here.
Did you kiss the bride yet?
No, that's already going to do that.
Here, you're supposed
I thought that was a pretty good answer. Didn't you, Frank? Jerry? Didn't you, Frank?
to see pictures. You're supposed to put your hand on top of mine.
Oh. That keeps me.
November 5th, 1984. Grandma and Granddaddy are up here visiting, and Granddaddy's holding Allison right now. Y'all yell.
Hi.
Hi. See if it'll catch it.
Say hello, Daddy.
Daddy? I'm coming here, Daddy. See the sign? Oh, you've got that.
Better talk loud, Joanna.
We're going to move.
Joanna says we're going to move. Fat chance.
Okay.
Allison, wave. Better wave. Say hi. Say hi, Daddy. Say
Hi, real loud.
Hi, Daddy.
Can't you give me a hug and a kiss?
No one can.
Huh?
This is the next morning, and Grandma and Granddaddy are going to leave today. We're getting ready to leave for work. I'm trying to get Allison to kiss her grandma. Will you kiss Grandma for me? Kiss Grandma, okay? You give Granddaddy a kiss? Oh, that's sweet. This is so...
Here, I can put down that.
You want to put some on this, Palmer? We can pass it around.
Okay, don't go back.
Well, I don't care.
No, I just didn't know we had something to put it on.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to pass it. I hadn't planned to, but Patsy thought about that, and it sounded like, oh, excuse me.
Looks like
Excuse me, dear.
Wonderful. And these have a lot of raw Just a
I
real
didn't have a
quick.
tablecloth long enough, so that's a
Oh, I think that's smart.
I want both kinds of bread. Just daddy, not. Yeah, that like that.
Show.
That's what I didn't know. Right here. You try to stick it like it.
One more blue down here. I need to give it back to you.
Okay.
On November 23rd, 1984, this building I'm taking a picture of right now is an old bakery owned by an uncle of my mother's. I'm going to get closer in a moment and read a plaque that's on the bakery. This was owned by Henry and Lily Murky. Lily was the sister of my mother's father. This building is now a Texas State landmark. You can read the sign there that says Old Bakery and Emporium, hospitality, refreshments, gifts, confectionery on the side of the building. Here the plaque, Old Bakery built 1876 by Charles Lundberg. Bread then was not sliced or wrapped. Children and maids waited with baskets to take home loaves hot from the oven. House specialties were sponge cake, lady fingers, glazed kisses, almond meal, macaroons. Front balcony, since raised, permitted a later baker, Henry Murky, to photograph parades, including one in 1901 for U.S. President William McKinley. This Henry Murky was my mother's uncle. What balcony they're talking about? There is a balcony on here, as we can see. The plaque here on the left side of the bakery notes that this bakery was the office of bicentennial affairs during the Austin celebration of the American bicentennial. I wanted to get a closer up view of some of the things in the window, give an idea of what they've got in there now. The building is closed today because it's the day after Thanksgiving. I wanted to get a close-up picture of this sign. Panning on around here, right next to this bakery, we see the foundations for the old Texas State Capitol. The State Capitol was burned down in 1881. The present Capitol was constructed between the years 1882 to 1888. During that time, the Capitol rested on these foundations. This is my baby brother,
This is my baby brother,
Travis.
Travis.
Jason Jones.
Jason Jones.
He's 2 days old.
2 days old.
Who is that, Allison?
Huh?
Who is it with Mommy?
Who is it? Baby brother, Jason Jones.
This is November 27th at Lutheran Hospital, and we're taking Travis home for the first time. Joanna?
This is a great day, November 27th, 1985, at Lutheran Medical Center, taking home Travis Jason Jones, the little brother of big sister Allison.
This is the homecoming. Just bringing Travis home for the first time. Just Hi, Travis.
Hi, Daddy.
Can you open your eyes?
No.
Okay. Huh? Hey, take one in. Show him one more time as you come in. Come on, Allison. And here's Allison, who we brought home about 4 years ago to the old house.
You gonna tell Stephanie hello?
Hello.
Talk louder.
Get a bit closer to your mouth.
Put it up there. Now talk loud. Say hello, Stephanie.
Hello, Stephanie.
Sure, I'm sorry we're going to have to go home pretty soon. But we've had a good time playing, haven't we? And what all did you tell Grandma? What kind of stories did you tell Grandma?
A witch story.
Oh, which story? That was fun and scary, though, wasn't it? That was kind of scary. Did you tell Granddaddy what else you told me? Did you sing me some song? Oh, can you sing that song to Granddaddy? Sing ABC.
A, B, C, D, E,
He
F,
can hear
G.
you louder.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, and T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Good. Grandma.
Travis is clapping.
Travis. Travis. You gonna talk? You gonna talk?
Grandma, you want to hold Travis?
Sure, I got to hold that boy.
We still have 5.
5? Well, you better count them.
Travis.
Look at Travis.
Look at Daddy. And oh no. No,
Travis.
Nancy, you want to eat this? Uh-oh, he's holding it. What are you gonna do with this? Come on. Hold this. Put it in your mouth.
You're not talking loud yet.
Talk?
Yeah, I'm too sleepy to talk too loud this morning.
Can you talk?
Stand up, Joanna, so he'll look up kind of.
I don't take.
Getting Travis then when he would look over at Allison.
Look up here.
Allison tried to talk to him. So he looked up. Allison tried to talk to him. He looked good when he was looking at Allison.
Hey, Travis. Travis. That's good. That's it, boy. Look up here. Way up here.
Oh, my. Well, it's been a lot of fun being here. And Allison is 4 years old. How old are you now?
Between Travis's and Allison's birthdays, Travis was 1 and Allison will be 5.
Travis, good job. Travis? Yay, Travis. Good. Travis. He's so pretty.
Allison's got a good picture of his 1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Travis. Happy birthday to you. Yay.
Okay, just blow.
Blow.
Blow hard, Allison.
Yeah.
Harder than that. You ready to eat?
Here, thanks, Travis.
Get one of those dishes, put some in one of those. I know. You need to get one. We have enough place there.
We were learning about it.
Okay. Oh, good. What? Yeah. Oh, you left-handed son. Was she left-handed? Yes.
No, I can do this. Yeah?
No. Put it in the middle. Oh,
About like Travis. And then I was a little baby, I guess about like the one that lady's carrying there now. It is out there. I guess I wasn't that big. But then and I remember riding on a train one time when I wasn't as old as you are. I guess I must not have been much older than Travis is now. And anyway, we went to, I remember when the train stopped in San Antonio, and we went in there, and all I remember mostly about it is how beautiful they had electric lights on. Oh, it was so bright and shiny, and they had beautiful showcases, kind of like your mother's china cabinets, you know. It was kind of like that, except that it was big showcases and down low too, and a counter up at the top. And all down in there was these pretty, all kinds of pretty glass things, you know, all kinds of little fancy things, dolls and everything. And oh, I thought it was so beautiful. I just remember looking at all that, and I was just real little, you know, I just look through there and see all those shiny things with the bright lights on. And I remember about that.
This is the beginning of our train trip on October 29th of '88, and we're going to be going from the Rusk train depot of the Texas State Railroad Historical Commission. We're going to be going on train to Palestine, and it's good. I got you.
Mommy, you want to open the...
See my necklace?
Show me what. Okay, let me zoom in there and see it. Who's, you speak up a little bit.
This is what I got from Stephanie.
From Stephanie?
Here.
Daddy, this is for you.
And then in here I was closed this up, but this is what Patsy and Palmer gave me.
What's that?
The strawberry set. This is strawberries in, and little cream picture.
Your birthday present is ordered.
The sugar bowl.
You mean next
And it was handmade by a friend of theirs.
Did you make that
Somebody they know.
Yeah?
Did you make it in school here?
Here.
Never.
Cute, thank you.
Okay.
Both of you guys.
Okay.
Here, Daddy. This is for you, Daddy.
Okay, thank you, sweetie.
I messed up. It's right there.
Now, pick her up and show her to me. Hold her up to the camera.
And then the little chair is for that doll to sit in, see?
What's her name?
I don't know.
She'll have to live with it a while before
Okay.
Let's see, she's,
finds out
And-
her name.
Who gave you that?
Grandma.
Granddaddy, I guess, too.
Okay, let me see the chair, Al.
She cried.
She's,
You put her in the chair again? Let me see.
Oh, that chair's perfect size.
Open your eyes, baby.
she's a Madam, her name is Puddin',
Pudding.
and she's a Madam Alexander doll. And they're real hard to get because they sell out faster than they can make them.
Yeah.
And Madam Alexander doll. So that's why she's got a chair to sit in.
Yeah.
She can hold. You could let her be holding.
Yeah.
I want to give this to Michael. I want you to record this.
Okay.
Madam Alexander doll.
Daddy,
Couldn't be holding this baby.
Daddy.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
Okay, folks. Here's the big surprise.
Okay.
Whoa.
Now, maybe you could take a picture of both of them.
Take a
Granddaddy, tell it.
It was at 6105 Gina Court where you lost it. Get that on the record.
It was at Grandma and Granddaddy's house where I
And
lost
it was
but-
under my chest of drawers about 6 inches, and I dropped a quarter and reached under there to get it, and there it was. And I couldn't figure out whose it was for a while. Quick, there's a plaza over 3 or 4 blocks over that way. And I don't know whether they had it here, but they probably did. But every Friday night, the teenagers, the young people, the boys would walk one way around the plaza, and the girls would walk the other way. So all had their dueñas, or most of them had their dueñas over there. Their chaperones, yeah. And they would walk, you know, in opposite directions, facing each other. And then this boy here would pick out this girl. That's his girlfriend already, so he'd pick her out, and they'd walk together. And we used to, yeah. And we used to go over Friday night just to watch them, you know. Of course, we were newly married. We were old married folks.
Yeah, by this time.
But it was an interesting custom.
Oh my I knew they did that down in Mexico, but I didn't know they did it here.
Yeah, they did it.
So much Mexico. But what is this Zaragoza Plaza or what? You see, all of these buildings
I don't know.
have the Texas Star. That means that building there is over 100 years old, that white little short building.
And they had the Presbyterian pastor, Bruce called him Dan. So one time, they were very good friends. Father Dan said to Bruce, "Why don't you call me Father Dan like everybody does?" He said, "Well, if you'll call me Reverend Bruce, I'll call you Father Dan." That was the last of that.
Do you know who wrote, at least when these were originally put up, back when they first put these up? Rupert Richardson wrote 90% of them.
Is that right?
Of course, he has. Well, he wrote a large
These
amount of-
historical summaries you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, let's cross over. We just go across on the grass here. And it was where I spent my first night in Laredo. I had come by bus from Corpus Christi, transferred here, you know. Got in here and spent my night there in that hotel. I don't think it's a hotel anymore. I say that hotel, whole hotel building, was worth $5 a room or something like that.
Oh, in those days.
Say the Woolworth store is about 3 blocks in this direction over here. We'll go there tomorrow. But of course we didn't have a car. You know, I walked home for lunch, walked back over there.
How neat. And Mother walked 3 times a day to buy groceries.
Yeah, with white gloves on.
Yes. She told you that story. She said,
Building on the corner, right here,
yeah, okay.
upstairs is where we live, on this end. This patio here with a balustrade around it was our patio. And this was the old Mexican consulate building. And a woman named Margaret Willis, whose father was English, American, and his mother was Latin, leased that whole upper floor. And we rented this room that you see right there with our living room, tile floor, very nice. A bedroom over there, then we had 2 other bedrooms, and then the kitchen was next over here. Kitchen and breakfast room. And we moved into that about 6 months after we got here. And to get out there at night, see about 9 o'clock every night, the Gulf breeze came up. Look at that long come across the coast. And you get out there with the moonlight, and really married.
Sweet,
And
wonderful.
Oh, and that
orange blossom.
soft breeze coming from the Gulf.
It really must
We just loved it.
Well, now, did you have a living area at the front, or?
No, that's where Margaret lived.
Okay.
Margaret lived in the front part of it, and leased out this back part to us. So we had, I think, 3 bedrooms. One here, then the next one, and then one across the hall on the other side of the kitchen. And every once in a while, we'd be gone. We'd come home, and Margaret would have down the hall, so she could come down the hall to our room, you know, free access to it. Wasn't any door shut off. But we'd come and open the oven door, and there she had cooked us But like about the dish about like that, full of chicken enchiladas.
Oh,
Out of this world.
Out of this world. Can we go down and see the front of it?
Yeah. Now it doesn't look like anything out there, but on the inside, down there on the ground, where the patio, all going home for lunch and go in here and bound up the stairs and Vivian to have the food on the table. I doubt if you noticed it, we came in, but in that shop,
Who knows, huh?
No. And then the lady says, "Oh, you're lucky. We found 2 seats for you on Wednesday."
about a 7x9 with that beautifully wood carved frame around it of a market scene, Mexico.
Where is it hanging in your house?
I don't know just where it is.
I'm trying to think. I think it's
It's the first painting. It's the first painting I bought Vivian right across over there on the way to work one day at Christmas time in 1938. It cost $7.50, and I agonized over it.
What is it like? Now, what is
Well,
it?
it's a market scene in Mexico.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it has a
beautifully wood carved
It's
frame.
hanging right there in the hall.
Right over there.
Before you go into the kitchen, you think it's hanging right there.
First thing this row of columns right here, from there to the corner. That was the width of it at that time. And it had a door right here and a door up near the corner, about where it is now. And I was able to 7 years ago. I said, the store had been about half the size it is now. Oh, it's always been. I said, listen, I worked here for a year and a half, in 1939. Oh, 38 and 39.
That was a whole world of what.
Anyway, we had at that time around the top of the windows a valance about this size, about that wide, went around all the tops of the windows with a diamond W, which is the Woolworth. A diamond with a W in it.
I've seen that.
And so it had some water stains on it. In the beginning of 1939, we changed managers, and the old man was named Odell, and the new one was named Tucker. So Odell was taking Tucker around, showing him the store and everything. He was taking it over. And so he said, "Where did those stains come?" He said, "Did it from rain?" "I don't know. I haven't been here for 2 years."
You didn't have any idea. Never checked it out.
Never had any rain.
Never had any rain. No. You were assistant manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I ran the store. I opened it in the morning. I closed it at night.
What were your hours?
Until I finished. Sometimes I worked all night.
What was the store?
Store was 8 to 6 on Monday through Friday, and 8 till 9 on Saturday. But I worked Sundays. I did all the trimming, window trimming, and the ledge trimming. And besides ordering merchandise.
Was there an upstairs?
Yeah. The stock room was upstairs.
Oh.
I had 2 fellows working up there in the stock room.
Now this is wonderful. It is so expensive to have the posters that you buy.
Right over on that corner. Right over on that corner. 8 in the morning till dark, every day. He had a chair he sat in, and he had a little folding stand, and on it he had a little glass case about this high, about this wide, about this long, filled with candy that his wife had made. And he would come down, he would sit there all day and sell candy. And they had a running trick that they played on strangers. And they'd say, "I bet you can't go over there, and I bet you $5 you can't go over there and buy all that candy in that case." And they'd say, they'd say, "Why, thank you very much. Sure I can, I'll take you back." So they'd go over there. And
Now,
they'd
who
say
was pulling this trick on?
the old timer here was pulling it on the stranger would come in. So he'd say, "We'll take the bet, I'll bet you $5." So he'd go there and say, the man say, what do you want, senor?" "I want to buy the candy." "How much, senor?" "All of it." All of it, senor? Yeah, all of it. No, senor. No, I can't sell all of it. But I'll pay you all of it. I'll buy all of it. And then you can go home and make some more candy and come back here. No, senor. Why won't you sell it? All of it. What would I do the rest of the day, senor?
Okay. How long did you work at Woolworth?
Here?
Yeah.
From January 15th, 1938 until the middle of August 1939. About a year and 7 or 8 months.
How long did y'all live in that place over there? Same time?
No. We first lived in an apartment over here, which I'll show you all tomorrow, for 2 or 3 months. And then we lived in another place 3 or 4 months. Then we lived in that place about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my musical accompaniment for this tape.
Okay.
Now when Palmer's through, y'all can wave for me.
It was very enjoyable, and Margaret, somebody who rented it to us, Margaret
Willis?
would come up there once a week. She had some kind of, she got off work for half a day, and I always went to the WMU, Presbyterian WMU, that afternoon, so she'd come into our kitchen and cook some most delicious Spanish Mexican dinner. It would be about as good on that level as Joanna can cook now on Chinese, so you see how much we would enjoy it. But, and then in between our building and the one in back of us here, we could look down and see poinsettias, great big tall poinsettias. Yeah. So now we're back with our kids and our grandkids, and that's real fun. And then the front gateway to the garden.
This is what I use mostly. By myself.
Right now.
Okay, I'm going to have to get closer to pick you up on the mic. You want to say that again?
Now, this was the door that I used mostly when I was by myself, when I come home from work for lunch at night.
But it was the back door, and then we had to go upstairs. But we entered from the door around there, where now there's just a parking lot.
No.
And it was a beautiful garden. It was a beautiful formal garden out there that had been overgrown, but it was all beautiful and still a lot of flowers out there and the water fountain in the center. And that was the way we came in and then went up the stairway to our apartment upstairs.
I'm going to get back and take another shot of this door. And I'm going to, in case it missed it, I'm going to repeat some of what you said. This is the back door.
Our apartment and our apartment is upstairs.
Okay. Daddy used this door most of the time. And you said you had to go around to the other side?
We came in from the other way usually and went in a garden gate.
Okay.
And where there was a beautiful formal garden, but now it was overgrown. And but still lots of beautiful flowers all around, and a water fountain in the center that evidently had fish in it. So then when we go down along the place and go upstairs, and Margaret Willis had her place, her home up in front room. But downstairs here, it had been built for a bank, but now it was an import-export business. And we knew I got to knowing a little girl down there real well who did some embroidery work for me. she embroidered a handkerchief with my name on it, with little tiny fine letters that she embroidered in it, one thread at a time.
At one time, it had been the Mexican consulate also.
Yeah, the man who built it for his bride to live in upstairs. And the front part where Margaret Willis lived was just like some big fine drawing room. And she had it separated into rooms only by the way she had arranged the furniture. And then she'd had a kitchen built in. And then we had the rest of it up there. And she had already rented out 2 rooms that we kept rented out, one to a girl, a young girl who worked in a beauty shop, and then the other one to an older man. And those rooms stayed rented all the time we were there to these same people. But we had the back part and the big patio in back and the run of the garden out there in front and all that.
Okay, thank you.
Where the United Gas Company, I believe was the name of it, was going to have to make a big refund to all the people of Laredo for several years back. And of course I realized then that that would have to take a lot of contometer work like I had been doing in Austin when we married. So I finally got my husband's permission to go to work a while because it was going to be temporary. At first his wife wasn't going to work. She wasn't going to work to earn money. But anyway, he said I could do that because it was going to be temporary. So anyway, he got a business neighbor there, somebody that knew the gas company people, knew everybody here, to bring me down here and to introduce me to the head man. And so they hired me right off. And then they brought in about 50 women from San Antonio who were studying contometer, how to run that. And that's another story. We work contometer because they're entirely out of things now. But to come down then and help. But anyway, I helped get the thing set up. And then I was the one that stayed on at the last and wrote out the check before all the big city fathers, mayor and everybody, for something over $100,000. And they stood around me while I was...
Right here.
And they stood around me while I was writing out that check. And I was scared to death I was going to make a mistake on it, but I didn't. I wrote it out for $100,000 and then handed it to my boss, and he handed it to the mayor, and that was about it. But anyway, I worked here for several months then.
This building?
Yeah.
Anything
in
else?
This building here. And in the hotel across the street here, it's where they had a big reception for Governor Pappy passed the biscuits, what was his name? Pappy O'Daniel and his wife and family and their daughter, who was very popular, was in line. I didn't get to shake hands with her because she left to go phone her boyfriend just before I got to her. She'd been having a fit about it, and her parents finally told her she could go just while I was talking to the mother. Why, she left to go phone her boyfriend. And that's what and also a lawyer's wife here that I'd gotten to know at church was real nice to me, and she gave a dinner and invited about a dozen or so other women and had it over. And that was about my good experience about making arrangements at a hotel for a dinner that I put to use when I arranged for Patsy's wedding announcement dinner in Dallas. Is that enough?
So there you have it.
Good.
Not on this corner like it is now. When I was here, it was down just a little farther.
Right. If that didn't come out, he said this door was not at this place where he worked here. It was down a little bit further. More towards the middle of the block.
No, about 10 feet.
About 10
there was
feet.
there was a big display window right here on the corner.
Big display right here in the corner. He used to rest the window.
Got a little too confident and careless in his thinking. The mouse would get to 10, shake it, and just smile. He didn't need to say a word. Tamhock always got the message that if he treated danger lightly, he wound up paying for it in the end. The wise cautiously avoid danger, but the foolish plunge ahead with careless confidence. Solomon. The end. Fini.
Kaboom!
Now, what was that about the pigtails?
Kaboom!
Now, what was that about the pigtails? The question. How many? Huh?
I don't know.
How many tails could a pigtail tell?
How many tails could a pigtail tell? If a pigtail could tell tales.
Right, right. Okay. That it?
Yeah, that's good. You hear what Travis said a minute ago? He said, this is a funny book.
Proclaiming its value by its substance alone and not by its ornamentation, as all good things should do. If we get real, sure enough, good platinum is more expensive than gold. It's above gold even. It was even worthy of the watch that Jim had. So as soon as she saw that it must be Jim, it was to go with his watch, you see. And $21 they took from her for it, and she hurried home with the 87 cents. With that chain on his watch, Jim might be properly anxious about the time in any company. Grand as the watch was, he sometimes looked at it on the sly, on account of the old leather strap that he used in place of a chain. And when Della reached home, her intoxication gave way to reason. She got out her curling irons and lighted the gas and went to work repairing the ravages made by generosity added to love, which is always a tremendous task.
Ouch.
Dear friends, a mammoth task. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny close-line curls that made her look wonderfully like a truant schoolboy. She looked like a schoolboy. She looked at her reflection in the mirror long, carefully, and critically. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself before he takes a second look at me, he'll say I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. But what could I do? Oh, what could I do with $1.87? See, she'd sold her hair. Are you listening, Allison? She sold her hair so she could buy him this thing to go on his watch.
I'm looking.
At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and dinner was on the table. Jim was never late. She doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door where he always came in. When she heard his step on the door, she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit of saying little silent prayers about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, please God, make him think I'm still pretty, with her hair cut off.
This is called dueling camcorders.
25 feet.
Okay, shoot. That's you see. That's not right. And this. Now this one is what I use with these. And these. I just have to start all over and get them all right to get it. See, this is a C or something in a D tone. And it's not good. turn them all off, if that's off, and turn on piano.
Hi, I was just riding my bike over there, and now I'm gonna start riding it while my dad takes it. Say your name.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Travis. Happy birthday to you.
Whoa!
All right.
At least we had the
This is
right
called
football
indoctrination.
Yes, sir. This is called propaganda.
Yeah.
We got another present for both of you, but right now we'll just do this.
There you go.
You got it.
Show
now
the
you have
camera.
the right kind of football, son.
Yeah, that's right. Show the camera. Good.
Okay. Now, Allison, wait a minute. This goes with that. We're not going to be up there for your birthday, so we're going to give you yours now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Allison. Happy birthday to you.
Let's sing it. Let me sing it like we sing it up at the church, or used to.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. May God's richest blessing abide upon you. Now, be careful opening it. And this goes with it too. Just a little gift card is all. Should have gotten a regular gift box, but I didn't. It's just in the box that it came in and shipped in.
It's just a box, Alistair.
Since my date thing doesn't work on this camcorder, I need one of you guys to tell me how old you are this year and what the date is today, okay?
Now let's have the.
If it had dark, Allison, if it had dark hair, it'd look like you.
This is a real
It's a collector.
yeah, this is a collector's item.
That's you
Real
with the
collectible.
wig on.
See, maybe
It's not a little girl Barbie type of thing. This is a real collector's.
now,
Something to put up
Yes.
on the shelf.
here's the microphone. Where you stand up.
And your grandson.
Now, Allison, this is the first, as it's already been mentioned, this is a collector's item. And here is the certificate.
Glad you like it.
We'll give you the other present later. I'll tell you what it is.
You guys listening?
I'll tell you what it is. It's $100 check for each of you. But
Somebody just see his face.
But you're supposed to let your mom and dad help you.
yeah, your mom and dad will give you guidance and spend on. You can't go out and buy $100 worth of popcorn.
Oh, I thought the next thing was, but you have to put it in your bank for your college education.
That wouldn't hurt. Maybe half of it.
Did you capture his face?
Yeah, I did.
Just
Yeah.
like a light slowly dawning.
Well, I think your mom and I can think of some things that you said.
Let's see.
need some new
You would
carpet
think
or-
that would, yeah, I was thinking about we need some new furniture or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, Allison and Travis, we'll get you some new furniture for the living room. No,
I can use
we'll use it appropriately.
So you can tell your mom and dad well, you won't endorse it if it's not what you want.
Yeah.
We may want to frame it. You never have $100. Just frame it, okay?
Sure.
I want to see the.
Well, what do you guys say?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You haven't got it yet, so you
Yeah.
you factor it in. Thank us then. From both of us, of course.
I don't want to hit it anymore. Why not?
I'm gonna try to get a few shots before we leave. Since everybody's dressed up so nicely. This is Thanksgiving Day, November 25th, 1993.
Hello, you forgetting something?
What?
You forgetting something?
I kind of want to get everybody together, so don't.
You forgetting something?
And it's Travis's birthday too. I kind of thought that was implied when I said November 25th.
Let's see what I get from Santa. What I'm gonna get?
You're not in the shot, right? Don't do that. I want to get everybody. Travis, go on and get back with them if you want to, so I can get everybody in the picture. Okay? I wanted to get everybody in the shot. Y'all are all walking away.
No.
Y'all get back together, okay? Get everybody kind of bunching together for a moment. Get a good. Now you can all wave and say Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy birthday.
You got a boom.